I haven't yet made plans for how I'm going to spend my December. So let me just ask Prince here if he has. Do you already have Christmas plans, or is it the same old, same old?
It's the same old, same old.
Same old, same
I
old.
don't have any plans. We'll just roll with the month and the vibes that the month will bring along.
And I think you and I aren't alone in this. I think for a lot of people, this Christmas is gonna catch them at a time when, well, maybe life isn't arranged the way they like, or maybe they have a lot on their mind, or maybe they have a lot that they're dealing with, to where really Christmas festivities is the last thing they're thinking
Yeah,
of.
true. And I believe that kind of energy that the Christmas festivity brings on as we keep moving years ahead, based on how things are rolling around the country, that mode will keep on depleting, like it will keep on getting away from people. It will be there close to 24th, 25th, but like that whole, if you remember those days.
Oh, those days. By
December,
now, everyone would just be in Christmas
the whole
moods.
moods of Christmas.
You know,
you'd
'cause
see
I
them
saw-
all over streets and what.
Because, yesterday at the local supermarket, they had put there a Santa Claus doll.
Already.
And it was talking and welcoming.
But people were like,
guests.
what's this?
And I looked at it and it just felt so alien to me. So that just lets you know, the Christmas vibe isn't yet really.
It's no longer
It's not
fake.
yet there. It may take a minute.
People just want to have that normal vibe of a December, getting to the close of the year. That's all.
But anyway, who knows? The vibe might pick up, and a certain part of me is quite optimistic about this Christmas. Now, for me, December will forever be a different kind of month because December is the month in which my daughter was born. So 15th of December, my daughter will turn 1 year old. So I'm certainly very excited about that.
That's a day to look forward to as a
Yeah,
dad,
I
for
look
sure.
more forward to my daughter's birthday than I do to Christmas Day. So what does
That's
that
the biggest day actually of your life, I would say.
Yeah, so I'm quite hyped for that. That I can tell you, rather than being hyped for Christmas. Well, everyone got hyped when they saw a tweet from Snoop, and forgive me if I say tweet. I know they changed the name of the platform, but what else are they supposed to call what someone
would you
puts
call
on
it?
that platform? I'm gonna call it
don't know,
an
sir.
X.
An X. That an X I saw from.
It makes no sense. So I think we
Sounds
just
weird.
stick to tweet.
Yeah.
You'll know what we mean. Okay, so Snoop Dogg, the rapper, put out a tweet in which he announced that he was going to quit smoke. Now, being one of the most prolific ambassadors of marijuana, everyone thought when he announced he was quitting smoke that he was quitting smoking weed. And, we talked about how it was ironic coming from an ambassador of weed who for decades now has been promoting,
Been promoting weed. Everyone
Kush.
just knew him as the weed guy. actually.
right? And so a part of me was like, okay, so are you going to take responsibility for all the young people you introduced and encouraged to take this stuff? And I was quite eager to see how this would play out. Now, as it turns out, it was a scam. It was a scam. It was a stunt.
It was a stunt. It was just Snoop who was now making more money.
Yeah.
Or was going to make more money. But you hint on that the last time that we had a conversation over that.
That there could
statement.
be
There could
something
be
else.
something else to it.
I thought if, possibly if it were not genuine, that maybe he was going to announce a partnership with maybe a line of non-smoke cigarettes or
Non-smoke
vapes or something like that. But as it turns out, it's actually a gig to promote a stove,
Yeah, stove.
a smoke-free stove,
Yeah.
right? So in America, stoves are a popular thing, like, fire stoves where you're grilling steaks and marshmallows and those
They
sorts
really
of
do
things.
use them so much.
Right, and especially as we head into
The festive season,
the festive
Thanksgiving
season
period
and
to
the
them,
winter season, it's gonna get cold. So there's gonna be a lot of people wanting to set up a fire to warm themselves or to roast a marshmallow, or a steak. So he is promoting a line of stoves that produces fire but without the smoke.
Yeah, without the smoke.
And so
And
he
now-
said, guys, psych, this is it. And everyone's like, you got me.
But he got a lot of people's attention. If you'd see the way the statement was put out there, you're like, oh man, this guy sounds really serious about taking on this move or step. But also now this just shows you how these celebrities can mean to play around our minds if we really don't take a cautious approach to whatever they say.
I mean, didn't we all get fooled by Sheila Gashumba and her airport stunt?
And the airport stunt, it's close to now what Snoop did to us.
So yeah,
Sheila
of
was
course,
promoting
she was
the
UG, Uganda
Lemonade,
YG,
yeah.
the new flavor, right? And she got a lot of people interested in talking about the whole stunt. And so, as an influencer, you could argue maybe what she did worked. And how could you say otherwise, considering that even Snoop did something similar?
This has worked for Snoop.
So these pranks seem to do a good job of catching people's
attention.
and interest.
Because definitely, if you had just come direct the way he came, if like he just came that I've got this new partnership with this company,
He could have
like,
said that, yeah.
it wouldn't really generate so much attention.
But my question is, and we talked about this the last time we were analyzing the Sheila Gashumba airport stunt, is that do those sorts of stunts do anything positive for the brands that they are influencing for? Or does the conversation remain around the stunt itself and doesn't sort of lead to purchases and customer conversion
I feel
to those brands that they are pushing?
it kind of on a higher percentage. I feel it remains only to the stunt itself, to the
I would
person
agree.
that has practiced the stunt. 'Cause
I would agree, because
in this same scenario, I have a feeling it's still all about Snoop
it's all about Snoop.
and the statement he made.
No one's talking about the stove
Yeah,
itself.
no one is talking about the stove. They're like, still, this was it. He was just playing around. He's still smoking. That's it.
And so they've moved on and they don't care about
they don't care about that stove.
the
The
stove.
Snoop was talking about.
And when you look at Sheila Gashumba, for example, I'm not sure I've seen much conversation surrounding the brand of
lemon and ginger.
of
Not so
lemon and
much.
ginger that she was pushing. And yet, if she instead had done a more conventional influencer campaign where
It would have
maybe
really
maybe,
been us.
maybe they flew her to a lakeside or to a beach somewhere, and had her relaxing, sipping this thing, sort of promoting the lifestyle aspect of the brand, there may have been, in my opinion, greater interest in
True,
the brand
true.
than the stunt, where
the
everyone
stunt.
is now just talking about the stunt rather than the brand. So I don't know,
And
man.
this is a very good example to that analysis. You could see how this. I doubt if it's really going to generate a lot of attention or even sales for that company that he has partnered with. But him being Snoop Dogg, maybe it will catch a few.
I mean, look, don't get me
but
wrong.
It doesn't achieve the exact intention of the marketing company or the company that was trying to market whatever brand they had put out there.
But then what this ends up causing is that now companies, when they start to see the results of these influencer campaigns, for which they probably would have spent tons of money paying the Snoops and the Sheilas, and then they realize, okay, well, that didn't really translate to the kind of growth we were seeing. Next time, they're not going to want to hire influencers.
Yeah, they'll feel like influencers don't add value to
exactly.
whatever they're doing.
And it's not because influencers don't work, but rather
the approach.
they didn't use the influencers properly. And
Because
so,
imagine had Snoop, if they had also done the same thing with Snoop, make a good video of whatever. Maybe
yeah,
they're
do a
trying
music
to
video.
do a music video.
Like
If you
how they
know
used to
smoking,
do-
he's big on smoking and what, you'd still come up with a great idea. And
Exactly. Kind of like how they were promoting those alcohol brands in the 2000s, the
Yeah.
Hennessy's and the Cavassiers and the, you'd have rappers in clubs doing those songs.
holding those bottles
and holding those
Gino,
bottles
yeah,
with the girls
posing around with
dancing.
them and what.
so we didn't need any stunt by them to tell us, oh, guess what?
Hell no.
I'm jumping off a cliff today. Psych! Drink this gin. No, it's like, yo,
It was direct. It was a direct approach, and it used to, and it worked.
I think so.
And it
I
still
think it
does
works.
work. It still works.
And I know that our marketing agencies that recommend these campaigns to these clients, these corporate companies, I know that they are going to these clients and saying, hey, if we do this stunt, it'll get us like a zillion impressions. And yes, it might be true. The stunt might get the impressions.
Stunt, it does.
But are you going to get conversion? And because if you don't get the conversion, you're going to lose a client. Next time they're going to say, your thing didn't work last time.
It didn't. And it's true. The thing is not all. They should look at from an angle of the stunt, but also what next after the stunt. Does the stunt generate attention for both the influencer and also the product?
Do you remember I keep forgetting her name. I don't know why.
The lady.
The lady,
Martha.
Martha K.
Yeah.
Same thing. The
Same
car
scenario.
tracking.
Didn't work out at all. That was like one of the worst, I guess.
I got more track. You see, that
Yeah,
stunt
it
helped me
got you
more
more.
than the car company, the car tracking company, because I got embroiled in the ensuing drama
Yeah.
because Martha K and I got into some
an exchange
online
online.
exchanges and battles. So like, I trended and I was talked about in the blogs. I got my exposure. That helped me certainly.
Yeah.
But afterwards,
Instead, you're the one who gained more than
Yeah,
the
I
guys
gained-
that worked with Martha K to see the.
thank you. So I gained more. Her stunt benefited me more than the car tracking company that might have paid her tens of millions for that gig, right?
The truth is, this kind of marketing doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It will only just divert in one or the other the attention those guys were trying to get.
Yeah. So, so I don't know, man. And I know that obviously this is a new trend, a new industry, a new way of doing marketing. So everyone's still learning, trying to figure things out, and we're
Yeah.
all learning as we go along. It's just for me, thus far, as I look at how things have been moving, I feel like there needs to be a re-evaluation of the reliance on sort of stunts and sort of these subversion of expectations as a way of creating shock. Because I don't know that does very well for the brand that's being pushed.
It just works for the person they are using. It stops from there, I believe. The influencer. Like
I'm
you
inclined to
see
think so too, yeah.
The way Snoop Dogg came out and was like, I'm quitting weed and all that. All the attention was on Snoop Dogg. And up to now, it's about Snoop Dogg. It's
And
not-
we know nothing about the stove brand.
We don't know
And no one cares.
about that stuff thing. No.
So anyway, that's a food for thought for all of the marketeers. Or perhaps you think we don't know what we're talking about. That's fine. Educate us. We'd be happy to learn.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
these things work. It is for you to tell us. But just looking at it from the surface, it doesn't seem like that's the case.
True.
Well, do keep listening. It's your number one station, RX Radio, and this is the Fatboy Show.